Hey guys, welcome to another video. If you haven't met me before, my name is Elizabeth and I'm here in my studio in Houston, Texas, where I'm a personal trainer. Not my first career, but my favorite and best career to date. I mean, we never know what the future holds. Anyway, I have been wanting to get back to basics with you guys just like I have to get with my clients all the time. And I know some of the things I'll talk about in this series might not seem so basic and they might challenge beliefs that you've held for a long time about fitness. So as always, consult your personal health or fitness professional before you change your routine. I just want to help you. Help yourself. Today I want to talk about cardio. Initially I had wanted to start off this series by talking about how much of everything you should be doing, how much cardio, how much strength training, and so on for your goals so that you could kind of take all that information, put it together, and put yourself together a badass workout program. Except one of the things that really plagues almost all of my clients when they come to me is like, what is cardio? I start all of my clients out with like a very minimal baseline amount of cardiovascular exercise that I ask them to get in outside of their training sessions for a long list of very good reasons. And most of them don't do it at first. Some of them don't do it after many firsts. And a lot of the reason behind why they don't do it is that they don't get why it's important and they don't know what to do, or they think they're doing it and they don't realize that it's not cardio. So let's just define cardiovascular exercise, then talk about why it's important, like why you should care about it, and some ways you might fit it into your life. Cardiovascular exercise, for the purpose of this video, and honestly I think what it is scientifically in the real world, is movement that causes your heart and lungs to work harder than they typically do on a day-to-day basis, and sustains that effort, that effect on your heart and lungs. So you're like, and your heart's like, right? That's how you know if you're doing it. Sorry if that was loud in the mic. It sustains that effort over like some minimal period of time, longer than 10 seconds, right? You know, longer than a few seconds. Cardiovascular exercise. You're out of breath, you can't carry on a conversation, your heart rate is elevated. It's cardio exercise. Before we talk about cardio more, I want to talk about all the stuff that people do thinking it is cardio exercise, because it's something else. It's called NEAT. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis, N-E-A-T, NEAT. Walking your dog is NEAT. Climbing stairs on your break at work is NEAT. Counting your steps for a step challenge, probably mostly NEAT. Parking farther at the mall or the grocery store, NEAT. Your watch buzzing saying get up from your desk, NEAT. Knitting instead of just sitting on the couch while you watch TV, NEAT. Those are not cardio. I even see people in Zumba classes that I've taught doing NEAT and not cardio. Well, remember that NE in NEAT is non-exercise. So you mean that I am going to work out and I am not exercising? I do. I mean that. Because cardio meant that your heart and lungs were working harder than they typically do for your fitness level, for you personally, on a day-to-day basis. So when you come to my Zumba class and you stand in the back and you shuffle around and you're not sweating and you mostly drink your water bottle, I'm honestly glad you were there. But in that class, did you necessarily get a cardio workout? Maybe not. Cardio, working harder than you normally would. So what's up with NEAT? A lot of people go to do cardio and end up doing NEAT. They walk on a treadmill at a pace that doesn't cause their heart rate to go up, or not very much, or they try to stay in the fat burn zone, we'll get there, of a cardio machine, and they end up doing NEAT. Well, NEAT is still good for you. NEAT, or any movement, I'm doing it right now, and we could do it together for the rest of the video. If you want to, you do some arm circles. Any movement that you do that's not cardio could probably be considered NEAT, and it is still important. If you go Google NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, I'll spell it in the description later. If you Google that, you'll see that it does play a big role probably in how our bodies overall manage energy, and specifically whether or not our bodies switch on or switch off some of the chemical signals inside that tell us if our cells should store in energy in a way that makes us prone to obesity or not. So that's cool. We don't want to be prone to obesity if we don't have to be. We don't want our cells to make those decisions, so we do want to be active, but not all activity is cardio. So lots of activity, its purpose is to keep us from being obese, keep us from having joints that feel stiff and creaky when we can have joints that feel good and ready to pop and lock without popping and locking, in an unexpected way. It helps our blood sugar regulate itself. So we don't have to do cardio, the harder kind of work where we're out of breath and having a hard time talking while we do it, in order to get those benefits. Just a simple walk, an easy walk, even some really basic stretching that seems like it's not much, done after you eat, can help your body relearn how to manage blood sugar in many situations. Ask your doctor, do your research, send me a message, we can talk more about it. Always do your research. I'm just giving you some things to consider. So that's neat. It's still good for you. And the purpose of my video about what is cardio and how do we find it is not to discourage you from doing other stuff in the name of fitness. I just want to differentiate what's what. So NEAT has a lot of great uses for helping us stay alive and stay healthy. So why are we going to do cardio? Well, most people come to me thinking they should do cardio to burn calories, right? All the machines at the gym tell you how many calories that you've burned, and you get off that elliptical knowing that you have burned 300 calories, except you haven't, and it doesn't work that way. And 300 calories of what, right? Losing body fat is a little more complicated, not much, but a little more complicated than that. So the main reason to do cardio is so that your heart and lungs are stronger and more efficient, and they can work better for you, so you have a longer, easier life. Also, so that when your boss says, hey, can we just take the stairs? You don't look like a fool when you're like, yeah, it's fine, I'm fine. Right? We don't like that feeling. We don't like being winded after we climb a flight or two of stairs. That's a marker of cardio inefficiency. When our heart and lungs are working better, we sleep better. Like I said, we're more adaptable to different activities. So it's good to have those systems being stronger. The right kind of cardio can even change how your body manages energy at a cellular level. There's research that has shown that high-intensity interval training, real high-intensity interval training done in the studies, always done on an exercise bike where they measured their energy output of the riders, can change how your mitochondria, the powerhouse of your cell, produces and manages energy. That's pretty great. Your body can become more efficient from its smallest unit out. And that is why HIIT is so good for you in terms of managing body fat. I know I just said cardio wasn't about fat loss, but it can be a component depending on your overall energy balance. The thing you need to know about that, since we're keeping it back to basics, is that you can't follow those charts you found on Pinterest or anywhere else that say if you eat this mini Snickers bar, you can burn it off with 200 jumping jacks. You can't. It doesn't work like that. Sugar is stored differently. It doesn't work like that. Our bodies are a little smarter, a little fancier, a little more complex than that. So we have NEAT and we have cardio. So I ask my clients to do cardio so that we are improving their level of cardio fitness, bringing them usually from sedentary to moderately active or active. It changes their overall metabolic rate slowly in a minor way. We're talking like 100 to 150 calories a day. It makes it easier though to maintain that energy balance, which makes it easier to achieve that new set point for your body that'll allow your body to give up the body fat that a lot of people are trying to lose in order to get healthier. Cardio takes consistency the first time, always kind of sucks. I know. I've gotten in and out of shape a few times in my life. I hear you, but it's worth it. And that feeling when you feel wheezy, when you feel like you can't breathe unless you have asthma or some other mitigating circumstance, that is you getting fitter. So embrace it, know that it means you're doing the right thing. And let's talk about what you could do for cardio. So if I'm a meanie and I said that walking your dog is probably not cardio, what is cardio? Walking can totally be cardio. We're going to use the rate of perceived exertion, your own perception of how hard you're working. So we want to get to a level where if you were singing along with a song, you would miss some words because you would need to take a deeper breath. Or if you're carrying on a conversation, you would have to stop and Catch your breath. That's how hard you want to be working. I can't tell you what the best cardio exercise is for you because it all depends on your current, literal, as of this moment, fitness level, as well as like what you have available, what the weather's like, so many things. It depends on you. So we want to get to that point where if you're singing a song, you would have to drop some words. That's how you know you're working hard enough to be improving, probably, your cardiovascular fitness. Could we get more technical? Could we talk about percentages of heart rate? Absolutely, we could. And in fact, that calorie burn, not the calorie burn, but the fat burning zone and cardio zone on some machines that you'll encounter at the gym, some stair mills and treadmills and elliptical trainers and things like that, those zones are calculated based on your age. So we take 220, we subtract from it your age. So if you were 20, we'd be left with 200. That's considered to be your maximum safe heart rate according to this one math model. And then we take 60% of that. So 60% of 200 becomes your fat burning zone, and 80% of 200 becomes the zone where we're working to improve cardio fitness. You can do that math, you can see how you feel. What you'll find is that as you get fitter, whether you're using your own just perceived exertion, which I think is easier, no calculator, no watch, no counting your heart rate needed, you will see that it becomes harder to achieve that same level of being out of breath or raising your heart rate to that specific percentage, and that's good. That means you're getting fitter. I just want to keep it there. We have cardio, we have NEAT, that non-exercise activity thermogenesis. You know if you're doing cardio because like I just got done saying, you are having a harder time catching your breath. That's good. That's good. If you're doing it on purpose, that's good. If you're not there, even if you're sweating, it probably means you're not doing cardio. I think that's all I want to put in here. How much cardio do you think you should be doing in, let's say, a week? How much do you think you should be getting? Don't cheat if you're my client and say the baseline, because now you know my secret that was just your starting point. And most of my clients have progressed beyond that number. So don't embarrass yourself and put that number down here. I want to know how much cardio you personally think you should be getting in a week in order to improve your fitness level, not just maintain it. So leave me that below in a comment, and leave me your favorite non-exercise activity thermogenesis or NEAT activity that is G or PG rated. I don't want to hear about all the rest of that. I've heard about it. I don't want to hear about it. All right, leave me that below in a comment, and leave me any other questions you have about cardio. Right? You can start off with walking, you can add jogging intervals to that. There's a lot of machines, a lot of things out there. Almost anything can become cardio. You just have to sustain the effort for long enough that your body notices. And that's going to be really individual. It's hard to say in one prescriptive video. I can't say 2 minutes, 10 minutes. I usually give 10 minutes as like a baseline minimum, but it's kind of arbitrary. So we'll talk more about that. If you have questions, leave those below as well. But I'm looking forward to seeing all of your neat ideas. And I'll be back soon to talk more about the basics of strength training. And then we can finally get into the basics of how much of the stuff do we need to be doing and how to fit it in, because we're all super busy. All right. So leave me that neat info and leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed our little cardio chat. Yeah, or leave me a thumbs up if you kept up doing those arm circles to get some NEAT in while we were chatting. All right, bye.